The night was supposed to be quiet. No cameras, no headlines, no chaos, but somewhere between a private studio session and a late-night drive through the city, everything changed in a way nobody saw coming. Because just hours after teasing a new explosive piece from his upcoming documentary, 50 Cent found himself at the center of something far darker than industry drama. We're not talking about online beef or petty social media shots. This time, it turned physical, violent, personal. According to whispers already spreading like wildfire, the rapper had just leaked a never-before-seen segment of his documentary, a clip that allegedly exposed names, secrets, and behind-the-scenes betrayals that some very powerful people did not want out. And within hours of that leak, things took a shocking turn. Fans are shocked as reports claim that 50 Cent was ambushed, robbed, and beaten in what many are calling a targeted retaliation. Not random, not coincidence, but a direct response to what he revealed. What exactly was in that footage? Who felt threatened enough to respond like this? And why are insiders now saying this goes deeper than music, deeper than fame, deeper than anything we've seen before? Emotions ran high across social media as supporters flooded timelines with concern, while others questioned whether this was the price of exposing too much. Meanwhile, those close to him have gone unusually quiet, and that silence is only making things more intense. Because if this is true, then this isn't just another headline. This is a warning, and trust me, what you're about to hear next only gets worse. The tension didn't start that night. It had been building quietly for days, maybe even weeks, behind closed doors and private conversations nobody was supposed to hear. When 50 Cent first teased that new documentary clip, most people thought it was just another move, another calculated step in a career built on controversy and control. But this time felt different. The energy around it was heavier, like something was about to break. Insiders say the footage he leaked wasn't just entertainment. It named names. It pulled back layers people had spent years trying to keep sealed. There were whispers about deals gone wrong, alliances built on lies, and moments that could ruin reputations overnight. And the moment that clip hit the internet, everything shifted. Fans are shocked at how fast things escalated. 1 minute, social media was buzzing with reactions to the clip. The next, people started noticing something strange. 50 Cent went quiet. No posts, no responses, no reactions. For someone known to stay active and vocal, that silence felt loud. Behind the scenes, emotions ran high. People close to him reportedly urged him to take the clip down. One source claimed a heated argument broke out in a private studio earlier that evening. Voices were raised, accusations were thrown. Someone allegedly told him, "You're playing with fire this time. This ain't like before." But if there's one thing people know about him, it's that he doesn't back down easily. Later that night, he left the studio. No large entourage, no big security presence like usual. Just a smaller group, keeping things low-key. And that's when everything took a turn no one expected. Some say it happened fast. Too fast. A black vehicle pulled up out of nowhere. Doors opened before anyone could react. The situation went from calm to chaos in seconds. Shouting, movement, confusion, and then it got physical. What exactly happened in those moments is still unclear, but multiple reports claim he was targeted. Not a random act, not a street incident, something planned, something deliberate. A witness who didn't want to be named described the scene as intense and controlled at the same time. They weren't just there to scare him, the witness said. They had a purpose. Fans are shocked hearing those words, trying to piece together what could have led to something this serious. Was it really about that documentary clip, or was this something deeper that had been waiting to explode? What makes it even more unsettling is what allegedly happened next. After the confrontation, personal items were taken. Not just valuables, but things that could hold information. Devices, data, something that suggests this wasn't just about sending a message. It may have been about stopping something. Meanwhile, the people around him were left shaken. One close associate reportedly said, "I've never seen it get like that. Never. We've dealt with drama before, but this felt different. This felt like a line got crossed." And while the public only saw fragments of the story, inside circles were already connecting dots. The timing of the leak, the people mentioned in the footage, the sudden silence from those usually quick to respond. It all started to feel less like coincidence and more like cause and effect. Social media exploded within hours. Some fans defended him, saying this is what happens when you speak too much truth. Others questioned whether it was worth it, asking if the documentary had pushed things too far. Debates broke out everywhere. Theories spread even faster than facts. And then came the most chilling part. A message, not public, not confirmed, but whispered about enough to raise concern. A warning, some say. A statement meant to be heard without being officially said. Leave it alone. Those 3 words started circulating quietly, adding another layer to an already intense situation. Because if that message is real, then this isn't over. Right now, no official statement has been released. No clear answers, just fragments, reactions, and a growing sense that something much bigger is unfolding behind the scenes. And as people continue to watch, wait, and speculate, one question keeps coming back. What was in that documentary clip that made everything go this far? The aftermath of that night was chaotic, but it wasn't just the physical confrontation that left everyone on edge. The psychological impact ran deeper. 50 Cent reportedly spent hours in private, replaying every moment, questioning who could have orchestrated the ambush, and why it had to happen now. Friends and collaborators tried to reach him, but he kept conversations short, clipped, his usual humor replaced by tension that fans could almost feel through the screen. Insiders say he was frustrated, angry, and strangely calculated all at once. Emotions ran high, and yet there was this unmistakable air of determination that things would not end quietly. The following day, the studio was buzzing. Whispers of what had happened spread quickly, but as usual, there were conflicting stories. One camp claimed the attack was revenge for personal disputes, another argued it was strictly about the leaked footage. No one could agree, and that uncertainty only intensified the drama. Fans flooded social media with theories, some claiming loyalty to 50 Cent, others warning him that secrets of this magnitude come at a price. The family was left divided as well. Some relatives urged caution, warning him to lay low, while others encouraged transparency, arguing the truth had to come out no matter the cost. Inside his inner circle, arguments flared. A private meeting reportedly erupted into a shouting match between his security team and his producers. Accusations were thrown around. How could this happen under their watch? Who failed to anticipate this? One producer allegedly screamed, "If this blows up, it's on all of us." 50 Cent reportedly slammed his hands on the table, his voice low but lethal, saying, "Don't waste your energy blaming each other. Find out who did this and deal with it." It was a stark reminder that beneath the bravado and the public persona, the stakes were real. Very real. Meanwhile, the content he had leaked became a source of frenzy. Clips surfaced online, snippets of conversations, hidden meetings, and exposed names. Fans dissected every frame, looking for meaning, for proof, for confirmation of what might have triggered the violent response. Discussions grew heated. Rival artists, longtime friends, and former collaborators weighed in publicly, some defending him, some criticizing the leak, and some hinting at consequences that were only just beginning to unfold. It became clear that the documentary was no longer just a creative project. It had turned into a powder keg capable of igniting personal and professional wars alike. Amid all this, reports emerged of new alliances forming behind the scenes. People who had previously been at odds were suddenly whispering, conspiring, negotiating. The lines between friends and foes blurred. One insider hinted that a few key figures in the music industry had reached out privately, offering support, or perhaps trying to manipulate the situation to their advantage. Every interaction seemed charged with suspicion. Every phone call, every meeting, became a potential flashpoint. 50 Cent himself, while appearing calm in public statements, was reportedly strategizing intensely, considering legal maneuvers, security upgrades, and ways to protect both himself and the footage. Fans are shocked at how quickly the drama escalated into what many are calling a full-blown industry crisis. Social media became a war zone. Hashtags spiked, debates raged, and speculation ran wild. Some accounts claimed to have inside information about the identities of those who orchestrated the ambush. Others shared supposed screenshots of private messages and alleged confessions, fueling the frenzy even more. The narrative was constantly shifting, making it difficult for anyone to separate truth from fabrication. Yet the public couldn't look away. As the week progressed, the tension didn't ease. Another incident reportedly occurred at a private location where 50 Cent was meeting with his team. Someone allegedly attempted to tamper with equipment, a reminder that even after the initial attack, the threat wasn't over. Security measures were ramped up, discussions became more secretive, and trust became a fragile commodity. The atmosphere was tense, charged with the unspoken knowledge that anyone could be involved. The psychological toll on everyone close to him was significant. Friends and family were constantly on edge, knowing that the drama had evolved into something far larger than a simple feud or leaked footage. And then came the whispers about betrayal. Some of those closest to 50 Cent were suddenly under suspicion. Was there an insider who tipped off the attackers? Had someone within the circle leaked details that made the ambush possible? These questions circulated quietly at first, but as tensions mounted, accusations were thrown more openly. Arguments reportedly erupted in private meetings, tempers flared, and alliances shifted yet again. The family was left divided, emotions ran high, and uncertainty loomed large over every decision. Even outside the inner circle, reactions were intense. Fans posted videos reacting to the leaked documentary segments, highlighting every word, gesture, and look. Some expressed anger on his behalf, others questioned whether he had provoked the situation. Debates spilled onto podcasts, radio shows, and forums, each adding layers to the narrative. The drama was no longer confined to the music industry. It had permeated popular culture, with everyone trying to parse what happened, why it happened, and what would come next. Through it all, 50 Cent reportedly maintained a mix of defiance and caution. Public statements were measured, almost cryptic, but insiders say he was simultaneously planning his next moves. Meetings, phone calls, security checks, and legal consultations became daily routines. He was determined not to let the attack define him, yet every day reminded him that the leak had consequences far beyond what anyone had imagined. Friends and collaborators described him as intense, focused, and unusually reflective. The weight of the situation was evident in his demeanor, yet he remained resolute, refusing to back down or give in. By the end of that week, the story had evolved into something nearly unrecognizable from the initial leak. What began as a seemingly standard promotional clip had triggered a chain of events involving violence, betrayal, fear, and strategic maneuvering. The industry watched, the fans reacted, and the public speculated endlessly. 50 Cent himself, while showing moments of vulnerability, continued to assert control over the narrative, demonstrating that even in the midst of chaos, he could command attention, influence perception, and dictate outcomes. But the question remained: how far would this go? Who would make the next move? And would the secrets in that documentary ever truly be safe from the eyes of those who felt threatened by them? The days following the ambush were marked by tension and unease that seemed to seep into every corner of 50 Cent's world. The leaked documentary footage continued to circulate online, and with it came a tidal wave of commentary, speculation, and outright accusations. Fans were shocked, dissecting every frame and line, trying to connect dots that weren't always there, while the media picked up on every rumor, turning whispers into headlines. One segment of the documentary, in particular, drew massive attention: a heated confrontation between two former collaborators that had never been seen before, where betrayals were laid bare and loyalties questioned. Insiders say that scene alone may have triggered the attack, because it revealed more than just personal drama. It hinted at financial misdealings, secret deals, and alliances that had been hidden from the public for years. Inside his circle, paranoia was at an all-time high. Friends, producers, and security staff constantly exchanged theories about who could be behind the attack. Accusations were flying behind closed doors, emotions ran high, and even longtime allies began questioning each other. One source claimed that a private dinner, meant to strategize next steps for the documentary release, turned into a shouting match when someone suggested that the ambush might have involved an insider. 50 Cent reportedly slammed his fists on the table, his voice low but icy, saying, "You think I don't know who's playing both sides? Don't accuse anyone unless you've got proof." The atmosphere was tense, thick with suspicion, yet beneath it, a careful, calculated plan seemed to be forming. While his inner circle was on high alert, the public frenzy only grew. Social media exploded with speculations about who had orchestrated the ambush. Rival rappers, former collaborators, and even celebrities weighing in on podcasts and interviews. Some claimed loyalty to 50 Cent, defending him vigorously, while others subtly hinted that he had overstepped, suggesting that the leaked footage had consequences that were bound to catch up with him. The family was left divided too. Some relatives encouraged him to lay low, warning that the situation could spiral further out of control, while others urged him to go public, insisting that hiding the truth would only embolden those behind the attack. Emotions ran high on all sides, leaving every interaction charged with tension. Amid all this, reports emerged that a few key figures in the music industry had quietly reached out to 50 Cent. Some offered support, others perhaps aimed to manipulate the situation to their advantage. Alliances were forming and breaking in real time, with each conversation carrying the weight of potential betrayal or salvation. Sources say that 50 Cent, while outwardly composed, spent hours analyzing every message, phone call, and meeting, trying to separate friend from foe, and truth from deception. The leak had turned into a chessboard, and he seemed determined to anticipate every move. Meanwhile, the psychological toll of the attack was evident. Those close to him described sleepless nights, tense conversations, and constant vigilance. Even routine activities like studio sessions or casual outings became high-risk operations, with every step carefully calculated. Insiders reported that his security protocols were revised multiple times, with contingency plans for every possible scenario. It was clear that the incident had fundamentally shifted his sense of safety, yet his resolve to move forward with the documentary remained intact. Fans noticed the change too, observing a different energy in his public appearances, calm but alert, confident but wary, defiant but cautious. As the week wore on, new incidents added layers of suspense. Devices were allegedly tampered with in a private location, fueling fears that someone was still trying to gain access to the leaked material. 50 Cent's team tightened security measures, scrutinized communications, and implemented new protocols to prevent further breaches. Whispers of potential insider involvement grew louder, adding strain to already fragile relationships. Arguments reportedly broke out between team members, tempers flared, and trust became a scarce commodity. The family, meanwhile, struggled to navigate the turmoil, caught between fear and loyalty, concern and pride. Even outside the inner circle, reactions intensified. Fans uploaded reaction videos to the leaked footage, dissecting every detail, while commentators speculated on possible connections between the ambush and the documentary content. Hashtags surged, forums buzzed, and podcasts devoted hours to analyzing the unfolding drama. Every statement, every photo, every public interaction was scrutinized, and every misstep became fodder for speculation. The pressure was relentless, and the narrative seemed to evolve faster than anyone could follow. 50 Cent's world had transformed into a labyrinth of intrigue, where each turn carried risks, each conversation could be a trap, and every decision was weighted with consequences. Amidst this chaos, new betrayals began to surface. People who had been considered loyal were suddenly under suspicion. Private conversations were leaked, trust was questioned, and internal conflicts intensified. One insider claimed that certain team members had been secretly communicating with rival parties, suggesting that the ambush might have been coordinated from within. Emotions ran high, tempers flared, and 50 Cent himself reportedly became more guarded, taking deliberate steps to control the flow of information and protect both himself and the documentary's content. The family felt the strain too, divided between those advocating for transparency and those urging caution. Through it all, the story continued to unfold in unpredictable ways. Rivalries, alliances, and secrets intersected, creating a narrative full of tension, uncertainty, and suspense. While some saw the leaked footage as an act of courage, others viewed it as reckless, a move that had provoked a dangerous response. Friends, family, collaborators, and fans were all entangled in the drama, each with their own perspective, each influencing the course of events. And through it all, one thing remained clear: the leak had changed everything. The stage was set, the pieces were in motion, and the fallout from that night would continue to reverberate, shaping not only 50 Cent's career but also the lives and loyalties of everyone around him. The question lingered, impossible to ignore: who would make the next move, and how far would the consequences of that leaked documentary go? The intensity didn't subside. If anything, it escalated, pulling more people into the chaos surrounding 50 Cent and the leaked documentary footage. Rumors began swirling that some of the names exposed in the clip were furious, claiming reputations had been destroyed overnight. Whispers of confrontations, heated phone calls, and private meetings filled the grapevine. One insider claimed that a prominent figure in the music industry confronted 50 Cent in a high-rise office, emotions running high as accusations flew. "You had no right to put this out," the source quoted the person as saying. "This isn't just about music, it's personal, it's business, and now it's dangerous." 50 Cent reportedly responded with his trademark calm yet cutting confidence. "I show the truth. If you can't handle it, that's your problem." Fans are shocked as the news spread like wildfire. Every social media platform was saturated with posts, debates, and speculations. The family was left divided, with some members furious that the leak had put him in harm's way, while others defended his decision, praising his courage in exposing what many had tried to hide for years. Emotions ran high, arguments erupted over text chains and private calls, and insiders say tension escalated to the point where some family members were avoiding direct contact for fear of confrontation. The ripple effect of the ambush was far-reaching, touching relationships, professional partnerships, and long-held alliances. In the studio, the atmosphere reportedly remained charged with suspicion. Producers, security, and collaborators constantly questioned each other, wondering if anyone had tipped off the attackers. One heated conversation allegedly ended with a team member storming out, muttering, "If you think I betrayed him, you're wrong. Find the real culprit." 50 Cent himself was reportedly meticulously analyzing every interaction, every message, every meeting, seeking to uncover the truth behind the attack. It was clear that nothing would be left to chance. He was determined to protect himself and the documentary footage at all costs. New reports surfaced of another close call. A vehicle reportedly followed him for blocks, forcing his team to execute evasive maneuvers. Fans were shocked when snippets of surveillance footage allegedly leaked, showing blurred figures and tense moments of confrontation. Insiders say that the threat had not diminished, if anything, it had multiplied. Whispers of further retaliation circulated among those in his inner circle, and the pressure was palpable. 50 Cent's team reportedly spent countless hours reviewing footage, coordinating security, and reinforcing protocols, knowing that any lapse could be disastrous. Amidst all this, rival artists and former collaborators were weighing in publicly, some expressing shock and support, others criticizing the leak, claiming that exposing secrets had consequences beyond anyone's control. Debates raged on podcasts and radio shows, with commentators dissecting the footage, analyzing motivations, and speculating on future conflicts. The drama had evolved from a private dispute into a public spectacle, engaging millions and intensifying the stakes for everyone involved. Fans, meanwhile, dissected every public appearance, every post, every subtle gesture, searching for clues, interpretations, and hidden meanings. The psychological toll on 50 Cent was evident to those closest to him. Friends reported seeing him unusually quiet, reflective, and intensely focused, a stark contrast to his usual confident, outspoken persona. Sleep reportedly became irregular, meetings ran late into the night, and every decision was weighed with precision. Yet despite the tension, he remained resolute in his commitment to the documentary. Insiders say he believed that revealing the truth, regardless of the danger, was worth the risk. And then came the whispers about internal betrayal. Sources claimed that someone within his inner circle may have shared information with external parties, possibly enabling the ambush. Emotions ran high as accusations circulated, tempers flared, and trust became fragile. 50 Cent reportedly addressed his team with a mixture of authority and urgency, emphasizing loyalty, accountability, and the importance of identifying the truth. The family was reportedly split between anger, fear, and protective instincts, adding another layer of complexity to an already volatile situation. Meanwhile, fans continued to consume every update with obsession. Social media exploded with theories, screenshots, alleged insider information, and heated debates. Some defended 50 Cent as courageous, while others criticized the leak as reckless, claiming it had unnecessarily provoked dangerous reactions. The narrative was fluid, constantly shifting, and impossible to pin down. Every new detail, whether verified or speculative, added tension and suspense, making it clear that the situation was far from resolved. Through it all, 50 Cent reportedly remained strategic, balancing defiance with caution. Public appearances were measured, cryptic statements added intrigue, and private interactions were carefully controlled. Insiders described him as focused, meticulous, and calculated, aware that each decision carried high stakes. The leaked footage had become both a weapon and a liability, a source of influence and a potential trigger for further conflict. As the story unfolded, the question on everyone's mind grew sharper. Who was behind the attack, and how far would they go to ensure the leaked material stayed hidden? The tension, the fear, and the suspense had transformed the leak into a high-stakes drama with no clear resolution. Allies, rivals, family, and fans were all drawn into the storm, each playing a part in a narrative that seemed to grow more dangerous and unpredictable with every passing day. The world was watching, waiting, and speculating, but the truth remained elusive, locked behind calculated strategies, whispered threats, and the looming presence of a man who refused to back down, no matter the consequences. The stakes had never been higher, and the fallout from the leaked documentary was far from over. The tension only grew as the days turned into weeks, and 50 Cent's life reportedly became a careful balance between public appearances and private strategy. Every move was calculated, every interaction scrutinized. Insiders say he rarely left his property without multiple layers of security, and meetings that were once casual had become highly orchestrated affairs. The leaked documentary footage continued to circulate online, and the reactions were as intense as ever. Fans are shocked at the lengths to which the drama had evolved. Hashtags trended daily, debates raged, and theories spread faster than facts. Rumors persisted about who orchestrated the initial attack. Some claimed it was a rival with a long-standing grudge, others whispered about someone closer to him, someone with intimate knowledge of his schedule and routines. The ambiguity fueled paranoia, and emotions ran high within his inner circle. Friends and collaborators reportedly had tense conversations, debating loyalty, trust, and the potential consequences of further leaks. 50 Cent himself remained calm outwardly, but insiders say he spent hours reviewing footage, communications, and potential leads, determined to identify the culprit and protect the documentary at all costs. The family reportedly struggled to navigate the ongoing tension. Some relatives pushed for him to go public, exposing the entire conspiracy and standing firm against the attackers. Others urged caution, warning that escalating the situation could lead to even more danger. Arguments reportedly broke out behind closed doors, tempers flared, and the family was left divided, adding another layer of emotional complexity to an already volatile situation. Emotions ran high as loyalties were questioned, and every decision carried weighty consequences. Meanwhile, the leaked footage continued to draw attention, with snippets shared across social media platforms. Each clip revealed new betrayals, secret deals, and moments of tension that fans and insiders dissected endlessly. Some claimed the footage implicated figures who had never been publicly linked before, and speculation about the fallout from these revelations grew more intense by the hour. The public frenzy only heightened the stakes, as every comment, reaction, and post added fuel to the fire. Inside the industry, tensions reportedly escalated further. Rival artists and former collaborators weighed in publicly, some defending 50 Cent, others questioning the wisdom of releasing such sensitive material. Arguments broke out on podcasts, radio shows, and forums, with commentators analyzing every possible angle. The drama had transcended private disputes, evolving into a spectacle that engaged millions and threatened to destabilize long-standing alliances. The stakes were higher than ever, and insiders say that every conversation now carried the potential for significant consequences. Amid the chaos, whispers of additional threats emerged. Some insiders claimed that those unhappy with the documentary had attempted to access private communications and devices, adding a new level of urgency to security measures. 50 Cent reportedly increased protections, coordinated with his team, and implemented strict protocols to prevent further breaches. Trust became a scarce commodity, and emotions ran high as the team navigated a landscape filled with suspicion, fear, and high-stakes maneuvering. Private meetings reportedly became heated, with accusations of betrayal and disloyalty surfacing frequently. Insiders claimed tempers flared, confrontations erupted, and trust was tested repeatedly. 50 Cent's approach, while calm externally, was described as intense and highly strategic internally. He reportedly emphasized accountability and loyalty, stressing that identifying the source of the ambush was paramount. The family was caught in the middle, divided between protecting him and managing the chaos that had engulfed their lives. Fans continued to obsess over every development, posting reaction videos, screenshots, and theories. Discussions spanned social media platforms, forums, and podcasts, dissecting each new revelation. The leaked footage had evolved into both a symbol of courage and a catalyst for conflict. Debates raged over whether 50 Cent had been reckless or justified, and speculation about future confrontations intensified. Emotions ran high as the public followed each twist, each revelation, and each strategic move with fascination. Through it all, 50 Cent reportedly maintained a careful balance of defiance and caution. Public statements were calculated, private meetings highly controlled, and every action weighed for maximum effect. Insiders describe him as strategic, focused, and determined to navigate the complex web of threats, betrayals, and media scrutiny. The documentary had become more than a project. It was a battleground, a weapon, and a test of loyalty and resilience. And yet, despite the chaos, the central question persisted: who had orchestrated the attack, and how far would the consequences of the leaked documentary extend? The tension, fear, and uncertainty were palpable, and everyone involved, family, friends, collaborators, and fans, was caught in the swirl. 50 Cent's world had become a maze of intrigue and suspense, with every decision carrying significant risk, and every revelation threatening to ignite further conflict. The stage was set for more drama, and the fallout from the leaked footage was far from over. The situation continued to spiral as new developments emerged almost daily, keeping fans and insiders alike on edge. Reports circulated that 50 Cent had called an emergency meeting with his most trusted allies, a gathering that insiders described as tense and emotionally charged. Emotions ran high as every team member was questioned about the night of the attack, the leaked footage, and the possible involvement of insiders. Accusations were thrown around, tempers flared, and some longtime collaborators reportedly walked out mid-meeting, muttering about trust being broken. 50 Cent, according to sources, remained unusually calm but vigilant, reminding everyone that the stakes were higher than ever and that any misstep could have disastrous consequences. Meanwhile, the leaked documentary footage continued to make waves online. Fans are shocked at how quickly it spread across platforms, dissected every frame, and shared theories about the identities of those mentioned in the clips. Each snippet revealed new betrayals, secret deals, and tense confrontations, keeping the audience glued and the speculation at a fever pitch. Rival artists, former collaborators, and even celebrities began commenting publicly, some defending him, others criticizing the decision to release such explosive content. The family was left divided, struggling to balance their concern for his safety with the belief that the truth had to be told. As the week progressed, whispers about possible insider betrayal grew louder. Some team members reportedly came under suspicion for potentially leaking sensitive information that could have facilitated the ambush. Private conversations were scrutinized, messages were cross-referenced, and alliances were tested. Emotions ran high as tempers flared, and trust became a fragile commodity within his circle. 50 Cent reportedly addressed the situation with his signature mix of authority and strategic calculation, stressing the importance of loyalty, accountability, and protecting both the documentary and himself from further attacks. Additionally, rumors emerged that rival parties were attempting to gain access to the documentary's content through digital means. Devices were allegedly tampered with, communications intercepted, and security protocols continuously reviewed and updated. Insiders claim that these threats heightened the sense of paranoia, making every interaction, phone calls, emails, and in-person meetings, potentially dangerous. Fans followed the unfolding drama closely, dissecting every public appearance, every post, and every cryptic statement, while the public debate raged over whether the leaked footage was worth the escalating risk. Amidst this chaos, tensions reportedly erupted during a private studio session. According to sources, a long-standing disagreement over the documentary's content boiled over, resulting in a heated argument between producers and collaborators. Accusations were hurled, voices were raised, and the atmosphere became charged with suspicion and anger. 50 Cent reportedly intervened, asserting control with a calm but commanding presence, emphasizing that protecting the footage and identifying potential threats was the priority. The family, already divided, reportedly struggled to navigate this additional layer of conflict, caught between fear, loyalty, and frustration. Social media remained ablaze, hashtags related to the incident trended constantly, reaction videos multiplied, and fans speculated endlessly about the next move. Debates raged over whether 50 Cent had provoked the situation by releasing the footage or whether he was the victim of a calculated plot. Insiders claimed that some previously loyal associates were suddenly being questioned, further intensifying internal conflicts and mistrust. The tension was palpable, and the stakes seemed to rise with every passing day. Amid the escalating drama, reports surfaced of yet another close call. 50 Cent allegedly noticed suspicious activity while traveling, prompting immediate security responses. Vehicles were monitored, locations secured, and meetings adjusted to mitigate potential threats. Fans are shocked at how high the stakes had grown, realizing that what began as a single leak had escalated into a web of danger, suspicion, and high-stakes maneuvering that involved friends, family, collaborators, and rivals alike. Throughout all of this, 50 Cent reportedly remained strategic, balancing caution with defiance. Public appearances were carefully managed, cryptic statements fueled speculation, and private actions focused on reinforcing loyalty and accountability. The leaked documentary had become a battleground, a source of influence, a trigger for conflict, and a test of resilience. Emotions ran high, tempers flared, and trust became a precious and fragile commodity. And as the tension mounted, one question loomed over everyone involved: who had orchestrated the attack, and how far would they go to protect their secrets? The world watched, fans speculated, and insiders maneuvered, but 50 Cent, despite the chaos surrounding him, reportedly remained determined to control the narrative, protect his work, and confront the unfolding drama head-on. The fallout from the leaked footage was far from over, and each day brought new twists, threats, and revelations that kept everyone on edge. The drama didn't show any signs of slowing down. As the leaked documentary footage continued to circulate, the tension reportedly reached an entirely new level. Insiders say that 50 Cent began receiving cryptic messages and veiled threats from unknown sources, heightening paranoia among his inner circle. Emotions ran high as team members speculated about the origins of these threats, questioning loyalties and scrutinizing every interaction. Friends, collaborators, and family were reportedly on edge, unsure who could be trusted and who might be working against them. Every conversation, every meeting, every phone call carried an undertone of suspicion and urgency. Fans are shocked as social media erupted once more. Discussions, theories, and reactions multiplied rapidly, fueled by leaked snippets of footage that continued to surface online. Each clip revealed new tensions, hidden rivalries, and personal betrayals that kept audiences glued and the speculation at a fever pitch. Rival artists and former collaborators chimed in publicly, some defending him, others criticizing the leak, and still others hinting at repercussions that were only beginning to emerge. The family was left divided, caught between protecting him and supporting his decision to release the footage. Emotions ran high, tempers flared, and the uncertainty only amplified the stakes. Inside his inner circle, the pressure intensified. One source claimed that a private meeting turned explosive when accusations of insider betrayal surfaced. Tempers reportedly flared, voices were raised, and long-standing alliances were tested. 50 Cent allegedly took control of the situation with a mixture of authority and calculated calm, emphasizing the need for loyalty, accountability, and vigilance. He reportedly reviewed communications, scrutinized staff behavior, and implemented strict security measures to prevent further breaches. Trust became a fragile commodity, and emotions ran high as those closest to him navigated a complex web of suspicion and tension. Rumors of additional threats emerged. Insiders claimed that attempts were made to access sensitive materials related to the documentary through digital channels. Devices were allegedly compromised, communications monitored, and security protocols updated repeatedly. Fans closely followed these developments, dissecting every public appearance, cryptic post, and subtle gesture for clues. Debates raged over whether the leaked footage was worth the escalating danger, with some praising 50 Cent's courage and others criticizing the risks involved. The story had evolved into a high-stakes drama that extended far beyond music, intertwining personal relationships, industry rivalries, and public perception. A particularly tense incident reportedly occurred during a private studio session. Sources claimed that a disagreement over the documentary's content escalated into a heated argument, with accusations of betrayal and negligence flying across the room. Emotions ran high, voices were raised, and tempers flared. 50 Cent reportedly intervened, asserting control with a calm yet commanding presence, reminding everyone that the priority was protecting both the documentary and those involved. The family, already divided, reportedly struggled to navigate this additional layer of conflict, balancing concern, loyalty, and frustration. Social media continued to fuel the frenzy. Hashtags related to the incident trended constantly, reaction videos proliferated, and fans dissected every detail, from public appearances to leaked statements. Insiders claimed that some previously trusted associates were under renewed scrutiny, further straining internal relationships. The tension was palpable, and the stakes seemed to rise with each passing day, making it clear that what began as a single leak had transformed into a high-stakes battle involving multiple players, both seen and unseen. Amid these developments, reports of yet another close call emerged. 50 Cent allegedly noticed suspicious activity while traveling, prompting immediate security responses. Vehicles were monitored, routes altered, and meetings rescheduled to minimize risk. Insiders claimed that these incidents underscored the persistent danger surrounding the leaked documentary and the lengths some individuals might go to protect their secrets. Fans were shocked, realizing that the unfolding drama was far more dangerous and complex than initially understood. Throughout all of this, 50 Cent reportedly maintained a careful balance of defiance and caution. Public statements were measured and strategic, private actions highly calculated. The leaked documentary had become a battleground, a tool for influence, and a source of tension, conflict, and suspense. Emotions ran high, tempers flared, and trust became increasingly fragile. The situation involved not only the music industry but personal relationships, family dynamics, and public perception. And as the days unfolded, the critical question persisted: who orchestrated the attack, and how far would they go to protect their secrets? The world watched, fans speculated, and insiders maneuvered in response to every development. Yet 50 Cent reportedly remained determined to control the narrative, defend his work, and confront the chaos head-on. The fallout from the leaked documentary was far from over, and each passing day brought new twists, threats, and revelations that kept everyone, friends, family, collaborators, and fans, on edge, waiting for the next move in a story that had grown larger and more dangerous than anyone could have imagined. And now, as the dust begins to settle, the question on everyone's mind remains: what happens next? Will 50 Cent manage to uncover who orchestrated the ambush and protect the explosive secrets in his documentary? Or is the storm just getting started? Emotions ran high throughout this saga, loyalties were tested, and trust was stretched to its limits. Fans are shocked, rivals are watching closely, and insiders are maneuvering behind the scenes, each playing their part in a drama that seems far from over. The stakes have never been higher, and the tension continues to mount, leaving the world on edge as every move, every word, and every revelation carries massive consequences. You've witnessed the chaos, the betrayals, and the threats that have shaken 50 Cent's world to its core. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think he can handle the fallout, or has this leak opened doors that can't be closed? Did the documentary go too far, or was it exactly what the world needed to see? The drama is far from over, and your opinion matters. If you want to stay on top of every shocking twist, every behind-the-scenes confrontation, and every explosive revelation, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think is behind the ambush, and what do you expect will happen next? This is one story that's still unfolding, and the next chapter could change everything. Stay tuned, because when it comes to 50 Cent, the drama never ends.